In terms of technology and prioritization of where we should be, I think you're absolutely right. I think technology should have its priority and look at ways to use energy more efficiently and or produce new form of energy, right, from new sources. In terms of technology giving us more modern conveniences, I'm not sure that's really that high priority at this time because, you know, at least in this country, we have plenty of conveniences. We definitely have innovation that could improve in terms of decreasing mortality of certain diseases or morbidity so people can actually age gracefully and die nicely, right? But I think really the priority really is it's got to look at the ways that we handle energy. It's not new gadgets to make us not have to do anything else. You know? Yeah, but that's...
I think, though, that some of the questions about sort of where technology will go, where innovation will go, I mean, I think energy is a limiting factor in a lot of ways, but there are other areas that I think might even be sort of more interesting about technologies that change the way we see ourselves as humans and change the way bodies work or change, you know, really change this notion of aging. And I think that's another very interesting point that we haven't talked about at all, sort of the changing nature of what it is to be human and whether or not we need to incorporate that sense into our approach to technology. What sort of, you know, how do we expect the nature of what it is to be human to change? And how will technology help or hurt that? And sort of, again, how do we plan? How do we look?
Yeah, actually, you know, from social point of view, it's interesting to think that actually aging, we have to watch out what we wish for.
Right,
because living longer may be actually a complete catastrophe.
That's true. That's why I said age gracefully.
That's right.
And
still die quickly enough to leave other generations to take over and allow for, because it actually could be a huge problem to see an aging population sticking around.
Well,
Right.
and not
it's a
doing
huge
much.
problem for China right now.
Yeah, and Europe.
No, you just want to
and-
age gracefully, not longer. They don't live
But you still
longer.
have to be productive. You know, people are, you know, saying, should we retire when 60, 65, maybe 85, really 90, and maybe do we need these old people around? This is really, there's a larger issue that maybe there's too much focus on, you know, this coming from fear, which is so primal, right, of aging and then what's after that, and it's I think coming a lot from this obsession about aging, maybe misplaced.
But at the same time,
Yes,
the
a lot
reality
of that.
also is the technology does allow people to live better, and therefore inherently there is assumption here is that the average age will indeed improve, and it has been improving.
Right.
And therefore, as you do that, the aging question becomes a very valid one, in the sense that if you live longer, somebody has to be deprived from the certain amount of opportunity that exists before.